Oh my god, fingers crossed. I don't know. It's raining like shit. I might have to refresh. I might have to restart the computer. I don't want to do that, but fingers crossed it's gonna work now.
We should have known Oryx was coming. This is bad.
This is an hour stream, the reveal, so I'm gonna run it through the first time and probably a second time. I will be pausing it throughout the thing just to capture stuff to show you guys what's going on and kind of discuss it a little bit and hopefully you know, educate some people.
Okay.
Okay.
You sidekick? Check.
Yeah, I know that.
Roguish commander? Check. And then we have the Guardian. I'd say we're ready to get this done.
Hey, how are you? I'm Deej from Bungie, your friendly neighborhood community manager.
How's the audio, by the way,
Welcome to
everybody?
First in a series of live
I could turn it up
broadcasts
if
we're
I
gonna
have to.
use to reveal some elements of Destiny: The Taken King. You're joining us live from Bungie today.
Not
I'd like
live.
to introduce you to my
Previously
fellow
recorded,
community manager,
lols.
Cosmo, who is here in our studio with a live studio audience. So, thank you for joining us in the room. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the subject matter experts who have joined me on the panel. To my right and your left is Mark Noseworthy, executive
Oh my
producer on
lord.
The Taken
You said it
King.
was too loud earlier.
Morning.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about what it means to be an executive
There you
producer
go.
at Bungie and what you helped us do on The Taken King.
Well, you know, I think I can say it as simple as trying to make sure we get this thing done for September 15th.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I'm happy to be here today because we finally get to talk about a bunch of the things that we've been kind of cagey about for some period of time, and really we want to reveal as much as we can. So really stoked to be here.
Good. Glad to have you. Yeah, obviously, we've been listening to your questions. We've been reading them on forums. We've listened to them on, convention show floors like E3 and Gamescom. Now
Yeah, I
we
just
have
turned
an
it up.
opportunity to show off these new systems and to talk about Destiny Year 2. And who better to help us with that than Tyson Green?
Hello.
Morning.
Yep.
So you're a senior. So, veterans of the Bungie community will recognize you, no doubt, from numerous Vidocs, appearances, media interviews. But for those who might just be meeting you for the first time, tell our audience what you do at Bungie.
I'm one of the senior design leads. I'm responsible for a lot of the reward systems and progressions and some other odds and ends like the Cryptarch.
So you are the puppet master. Your strings are connected to the Cryptarch's evil decrypting hands.
That's right.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see what you have in store for us. So you are joining us on another beautiful evening in the tower. Always a beautiful day in the tower. The setting may seem familiar, but in Destiny Year 2, there will be many new features and systems and ways in which your Guardian is going to become more powerful in The Taken King. So imagine, if you will, that it is September 15th.
Oh, if only
high
if it
noon.
was September
You're taking the
15th.
day off from work. You're keeping the company of two friends of yours. I have two theoretical guides here that are level 40. They have become an even greater legend in The Taken King, and they're going to Sherpa me through this walking tour of the social space overlooking the last safe city on Earth, and we're going to understand how my dead orbit warlock here is going to become even more powerful as my new adventure progresses. So I guess the best way to do that would be to inspect this character, yeah?
Let's look at your character.
All right, so the new character screen, everyone.
So the biggest change that we're making right away in Taken King is your light level is being brought.
So right off the back, they're talking about the light level. As you can see, it's 186 going up to 187. The little box there says your light score is average on the attack and defense values across all of your current equipped gear. A high light score improves both your damage and your defense. So basically, our light level is going to be separate. We're going to be able to level it up, and as we increase it, which I don't think they've revealed yet if there's a cap on it, we'll be able to do more damage to the enemies.
in and grandfathered in as your character level. So
Okay.
your level 34 on the left side there is
Yep.
now your character level. I mean,
So there we go, level 35. It's going to be just like when we first started out to level 20. We're going to build up to there, and we're going to go up to 40.
this is what you earn by increasing XP. If you're level 34 or a level 32 or a level 30,
Yeah.
any character from year one, when you first log in to 2.0,
Yeah.
we'll grandfather your character in, and we'll basically just boost you up to the level that you always have been all through the last year.
So how are you calculating this level 34 character?
We're going to take a look at the gear that's on all your characters in
Okay.
your vault, like just all over the place, and we'll figure out where your best character would be. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about anything like, logging in the night before and
Mm-hmm.
equipping the right stuff so that you...
So if any of you are kind of late to the game, are still at level 25, level 30, he's saying that right off the back when you log in with the Taken King DLC, you'll be at 34 and you build up from there. So no need to worry when you start out the game, you won't be behind.
actually are level 34 when you start Taken King.
Everything in my inventory, everything in my vault.
Yep.
Put it together into a big mathematical atom smasher.
Yep.
We determine your level. Pro tip for you at home, don't dismantle a thing before this game comes out, because we're going to take stock of what you have and we're going to determine what level your character is. So how does this go up?
So this is simple experience. I mean, you can play patrols, you can do strikes, you can play Crucible, like
Yeah.
anything that's earning you XP is going to bring your level up. So this is just like reaching level 20 was in year one, and in Taken King, the level cap increases to 40, so you'll be able to level up, get access to new gear, new equipment, and pretty simple.
The key here is that anyone who plays the game, just by playing it, killing monsters, finishing activities, can hit the max level now.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So on the right side, we have your light.
Yes.
So in year one, this was
Definitely Silent. I kind of don't like it. It reminds me too much of World of Warcraft, where it's like, I think in future releases what they're going to do is like, hey, if you join the game now, we'll like grind you up to level 50 or whatever the next level cap is going to be. Rumors are that it's going to be level 100, whatever. It's kind of unfair for the rest of us who grinded, but I could see why they're doing this, because they're trying to bring in more people who are afraid to start at a new game, that feel that they're going to be behind. It's kind of catering to everybody. I agree, Goddess. I'm kind of a little bit iffy on it. I'm sure people who played World of Warcraft were the same way when they recently let people like basically speed up to the higher levels that were just joining the game. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it might be something that may tarnish the game later down the line, where they'll say like, hey, new gamers, just pay $20 more and we'll advance you without you having to grind it at all. It's, we don't know yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm kind of on the fence about it myself as well, Goddess.
sort of buried on certain pieces of armor, and you never really saw this stat, but it was like the most important thing for getting into the deeper end game. So now this is visible on your top level character screen. It's actually just a product of all your gear now, instead of being a single stat on like just a couple pieces of armor. So if you look at a helmet, for example, you see you've got 190 defense.
Exactly.
And defense and attack, they both just combine together. It's kind of an average, and shows up.
Sorry, let me go back and show what he's talking about there.
You see.
All right, yes, Goddess, exactly. We've been grinding for a year, and they're just disregarding us original players. But at the same time, I think they're trying to bring in as many people as they can to play the game, new people, and they're just trying to cater them. I don't like it, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I kind of see where they are from their standpoint. They're trying to bring in more players, and they don't want to shun these new people. But it sucks, because I grinded a whole year. I've been playing since the beta of this game, and it goes for weapons too. It's kind of a little crappy. It's a little shitty. All right, so the defense is at 190. This is a old helmet, obviously, because it's from the second expansion, and I think he was saying that you can increase it if I got that right.
190 defense. And defense and attack, they both just combine together. It's kind of an average, and shows up on your character
So
as
my
your
light level is an average of my attack and defense on my entire character.
That's right. So
okay, so with each gear, your light level will be affected, and they're going to go into that pretty soon in a short while. So if you guys can see on the right side, the intelligence, discipline, and strength have little bars below them. So for each armor, we're going to be able to level those up, and we're going to see that in a second.
These 190 items, the average would be 190.
So right off the back, when you start the Taken King, your weapons, all your legendary weapons are going to be nerfed down to 190. That's to compensate for the new weapons that are coming in that are going to be at a higher level. They're trying to weed us off of these weapons, Fatebringer, whatever you really love from the old year one stuff, and get us used to the new stuff. Supposedly the white engrams, blue engrams, and green engrams are supposed to be stronger than our old legendaries, so they're trying to get us to jump into these new guns and give up our old ones, which they'll go into a little bit later, and I'll explain a little bit about that too. But right off the back, 190 attack, it's brought down a lot, so it's going to be tough to compete with the new enemies at that level. So
what's bringing me down right now to 186?
You might have a bad item equipped on one of your slots or something like that. See, yeah, you just got to go shell, which is a bit lower level.
And ghosts have light now.
Yep, ghosts have light now.
Ghosts have light. Ghosts were finally, first of all, we're going to be able to get skins on our ghosts. This ghost that they're showing is a rare ghost. It's a blue one. So there's a possibility that we'll be able to get legendaries, which I believe they do show that on Crucible in a little while. The cool thing is, Ghosts will now also, not only do they have new skins, they each have perks. So this one has detects and marks nearby spirit blooms. Not anything too cool. It's kind of nothing fancy, but it's kind of great that there's a possibility that the stupid little like ghosts are going to do other things instead of just like opening doors. It increases your intellect +7 for this one, and +7 on the strength, which is kind of awesome. So the possibilities are pretty awesome if they go with it pretty good.
Your class slot has light now. These are all contributing towards making your character stronger. So there's,
Same goes for the new class armor. They are saying that the class armor will now, not with this one obviously, but with the new ones, they're going to be able to actually help you out and give you better stats.
There's more to pursue. You're not just doing a raid for like one of 4 slots that actually matter. Yep. Everything matters now. Everything's helpful for your character.
Everything you do progresses you. Everything that you do contributes to a higher level. If I'm a guy who, and I am, filthy casuals of the world unite, if I'm a guy who likes to go out of patrol while I enjoy the company of some friends, if I like to go into the Crucible and fail miserably with people who are better at the game than myself, I will reach that level cap.
Yeah, you will reach level 40, absolutely.
You always tell an interesting story about, what was it, the meme?
Silent, yeah, there's actually even better perks that are coming with the Crucible Ghost that we'll see in a little bit. They're actually way better than that one that actually will help you in the game. So basically, you just heard it straight from Deej. He's a casual player, haha, but also that anyone can now get to level 40. So they're trying to cater to people that are brand new to the game, casual people, and just let anybody level up. We'll see how it goes. Destiny, at least with year 1, wasn't a super easy game. Prison of Elders, for example, Nightfalls and Raids were all pretty tough. And if we're going to have a bunch of newbies that don't know what they're doing, it's going to make it tougher on us that have been around for a long time and really take it serious and try not to mess around. So we'll see how this goes. It might, bite them in the ass later, but we'll see. But casuals are welcome, I guess, thanks to this new level caps system.
Forever 29.
Yeah, like last year, this happened to a lot of people where when light level was the thing that you chased, it wasn't in your control, right? Like you had to get the boots, was it, in the raid to level 30? And the difference between level 30 and level 29 was pretty substantial. And
yes, that year 1 emblem. It makes up for everything, lols.
9 or 10 different items can contribute to it.
Wait till you see the dances, oh my god.
Why is that number so important?
So for example, in this case, in year 1, going from 29 to 30, that was something like a 30% swing in how much damage you did and took. It was a big, big difference. The light is more granular now, so you can make a little bit of progress. You like to say it.
Silent, if you go over to Bungie.net, I don't know if you checked, there's it shows you, and you might still be qualified. Skolas, yeah, dude, I only fought him once and beat him once, and it was only for that year 1 emblem. It is really annoying. All you have to do is either, I hate to say LFG because they're pretty bad about it, but get yourself a good team. It took me at least 5 tries. It's about getting into the rhythm of fighting Skolas, and he also has got to have good burn. If he has light switch on, I would just skip the week entirely and wait until he comes back. But I think you still got time. It's still possible. Just got to get that perfect team together to help you out, and don't be afraid to do it a couple of times. It might take a lot of tries to do it.
Nice to go on and bump
There
things
you go.
up by
Goddess
one
wants to
step.
help
Like,
you.
you don't have to wait several weeks for a drop that is not happening for you
So it's a
to
little
like
more
make
logical.
progress.
There's a
So basically what they just explained, guys, is that you don't have to, whereas before you had to, like they said, you have to play a raid, Crota, Vaulted Glass back in the day, and you needed those boots to get up to that higher level. Thanks to the light level and the new required leveling up is just, you don't need armor, but the light level will help you make you stronger. So your weapons, your defense, everything will be stronger. So armor isn't entirely useless like they're trying to make it seem. It will help you. You want to get your light level up so that you can do more damage to the enemies.
logical path between me and my next leveling up.
Exactly,
so as I
time
level
consuming.
Up more,
Yeah,
as I reach
fucking
higher
scrollless.
levels of
Hate it.
orders of magnitude, what does that do for me?
So once you hit level 40, you're capped, but that's what's going to give you access to some of the better gear that's available. You have a few pieces of this in your inventory.
Once again, so the level cap is at 40, just so we know. That's 6 levels above what we're at now, which is 34. It's not a huge increase. It sounds like a huge increase. 40 sounds like a great number, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. It's only 6 levels up. The thing that's going to really help us to keep us grinding and playing this game after we get to 40 is what he just said. The higher great level armor, you cannot get into you're at level 40. You'll see in the video down the line that there's a lot of armor from the vendors that you can't even buy unless you're level 40. That kind of sucks. But what's going to keep us playing the game is the light level. Right now he's at 186, but I've seen some numbers in the 300s, and I think we're going to be going higher than that depending on our armor and how we level up everything. So that's going to keep us grinding the game, but the cap will be at 40.
Right now. So like,
Yeah.
here's a level 40 item that, is 280 defense. So
Sure.
when you get to level 40 and you're able to equip that,
Yeah.
you're going to see a nice big bump in your light level.
Right. So for you at home,
What percentage? Sorry, I'm not following you on that. And is it going to be the same? Once again, I just make it a little bit more clear so I know, because I know it's on a delay, so I'm not sure if you're referencing something before. So here we go. Here's a Taken King armor. This is the gauntlets. They're the Heliopause gloves. It's at 280 defense. The description is, we are not fatalists, we're optimists. We believe life exists beyond the dead orbit. The discipline is a max of 43. It starts out with 30. A max of 42 on the strength and 29. You get increased grenade throw distance and increased reload speed for pulse rifles. These look like dead orbit to me. We'll find out. I don't think they really tell. It is dead orbit. Okay, so it's probably not going to be the best armor, but right off the back it says that he cannot put this on because he's not level 40. So we'll see. What is the percentage? Well, I think based on light level, the higher the light level, the more damage you're going to do. So right now he's at 186. He's probably going to take a lot of shots to be able to take down the new enemies. Now, it's kind of blocked right now, but for each one, discipline, intelligence, and strength, there's little bars below it. So you can level those up, and we're going to be able, I'm guessing, to customize it enough so that it makes us strong enough to do it. But I don't know. I don't have it. They don't really go into it too much detail, and I don't have this hands-on, but I'm guessing if a 300 light level is going to be doing probably, let's say, like 80%, depending on what the level cap is for light. Since they haven't revealed that yet, I can't exactly put a percentage, but I know for a fact, because he's a lower level, 186 is probably in the lower tiers. Let's just put it that way.
that is equipped for demonstration purposes only. You're not going to walk into the tower on your first day with endgame gear. These legendaries are things that you'll acquire in playing the Taken King content, but it won't be available to you until you level up to level 40. Here's something else I want to ask, because it looks like you're doing some different things here. We still have intellect.
All right, there it was. God damn it. I was going to take a drink of water. And
Different things.
so here we go, intellect. As I pointed out, you can see there's those little bars. You're going to be able to level these up depending on whatever gear you have, is what I'm assuming. He's got crappy old school gears, so it's probably going to be weak. It's a 170. Right there it says 112 out of 170 in the bottom left corner of that box. I'm sure there's probably going to be higher leveled ones depending on, higher gear levels. So like that level 40 probably has more blocks to make it stronger. So Yeah, we're just gonna have new things. Now this is cool because intellect originally was just by numbers. I'm guessing it's also it's gonna be a little bit more easy. I don't know. It's just gonna be more visually better to level it up and see with those bars, I guess.
Here we still have intellect and discipline and strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
have in percentage.
strength,
Gotcha,
for
okay.
example, because
And their strength. This one's a 170. Now it says, what's interesting right there, it says tier 0, and that's because he doesn't have that first box. And then the next thing next to it, it says cooldown is 1 minute. So if before tier 1 it's 1 minute, let's say it's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, we can get it down to probably down to 15 seconds is probably what the cooldown's going to be, if not more than that. So that's pretty interesting for strength there, and that's for melees.
your melee ability is
Give it a sec. It's when I was recording this, it was live, so the VOD wasn't. You can see the stuff. The VOD wasn't caught up, so I had to refresh it, and it's gonna do that throughout the entire video of it. They're kind of going into the bars right now, but I don't remember them going really into super detail about it, but we'll see.
You're not going to walk into the tower on your first day with endgame gear. These legendaries are things that you'll acquire in playing the Taken King content, but it
Yeah,
won't be available to you
it's ghetto
until you
style,
level
but
up
whatever.
to level 40. Here's something else I want to ask, because it looks like you're doing some different things here. We still have intellect and discipline and strength.
Yeah. So strength, for example, because your melee ability is unlocked on this test character, it's showing you what your actual cooldown for that ability is going to be. Discipline and intellect, test character, not unlocked yet. But all these will show you how many seconds, like your cooldown it actually is, instead of just being sort of a weird percentage number that...
Okay, so since that just explains it. Since this is a test character, he doesn't have that stuff unlocked yet. But as we unlocked each bar, it's going to tell us how much of a cooldown it is for each thing. Obviously, intellect's going to be our supers. Discipline will be our grenades, and strength will be our melee. So that's kind of cool. We'll visually have something that tells us what the exact cooldown percentage will be. So that's pretty awesome. And that's depending, I'm sure it's going to fluctuate depending on the gear. So if you get that level 40 gear, I'm sure it's going to do huge amounts of cooldown on it, hopefully.
You really just kind of had to guess.
This has made me really value gear a lot more. Like, in Destiny 1 in the live game right now, I see discipline, I see intellect, I see strength, and it says, yeah, it's going to speed this thing up, but I never know how much. So, like, I kind of just don't care about it. But now I can see, hey, I just equipped this item, and I went from 55 seconds to 48. And I'm like, well, I love the Stormcaller, and his new super is incredible. And so I'm going to maximize intelligence. Like, I'm looking for gear that has intelligence, so I can cast my super as fast as possible, as frequently as possible.
Cool. All right, so what else is new on this screen? I see...
the quest tab.
Yeah.
So let's head over there. So first, let's look at the right-hand side of the screen.
All right, so this is his quest, and this is all within your dashboard menu. So, obviously in the top we have roster, we have quest, character, inventory, and settings. All our quests are going to be kept in here. Let's just take a look into some of them. That first one right there is Path of the Voidwalkers. So something tells me that's specifically just for warlocks. It says talk to Ikora, so it's probably a Vanguard one. It says the Tale of the Guardians trials with the Nova Bombs. So that's going to be something we can do as a quest involving Nova Bombs, which is kind of cool. It's going to keep us doing things and thinking outside of the box as far as quests go, beyond the regular story missions. The one next to it on the right, high value targets, the tale of how the Guardians remained vigilant even after the defeat of Crota. That sounds to me like a story mission for Taken King, but that would be cool if we can do something to go back and something to do with Crota and go back and still do that raid and not make it obsolete and can still try it over and over, but with new quests. The one next is Legion's Beachhead. The Guardian assault on the Cabal Skyburns entered on the... I'm guessing there's more to that. So this is a Cabal mission that it seems like involves the shields, because there's a shield on it. Shield Brothers is the name of it. So that's kind of cool. There's a Cabal mission you can do. these all seem like missions that will keep us busy, and they're all just little things that we can do throughout the game, or that we already do based on strikes or whatever. The next one is, excuse me, coffee, please. The Stormcaller's Path, the tale of Guardian's journey into the storm. Don't know what that is. The little thing below it says a spark and shadow. I'm sure we'll find out what that is. That's just probably a quest story mission. The last one is Voidmaster, a story of the Crucible and how a Voidwalker's gleaming light pierced it. So obviously that's going to be a Crucible quest, which is kind of cool. And on the far right, you can actually see the bounties that he's got. He's got 4 Vanguard and 6 Crucible bounties. So we're going to be doing, like, I'm primarily a story, you know, PoE, or excuse me, PvE person, not PvP. But it's, I think with this new system, with these new quests, it's going to get me out of my comfort zone. I'm going to have to do PvP stuff to unlock some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Goddess, thank you for that follow, and thank you for letting the dogs out. That was very awesome of you to do that. So I'm sorry, I got interrupted by that alert, but thank you. I'm a PvE person. This is going to get me out of my comfort zone, because if I want to unlock some of these Crucible things, I'm going to have to start jumping into Crucible and tryharding. I'm going to have to put on my tryhard panties. Anyway, those are that. Let's go back into it. They're going to explain it, obviously, and then let me check the chat real quick. Yes, okay. I know, that alert is pretty cool, right? All right, let's go back into it. By the way, again, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it.
Where we got bounties.
Okay.
So the first thing you'll notice is we now have 16 bounty slots. So that's 6 more slots than exist.
By the way, guys, you're not obligated to follow, but for each Wednesday leading up to the release of the Taken King, I will be doing one of these every week. So the next Wednesday, I'll be doing one, same time, same thing, just like this for each one leading up to Taken King. I'm unfortunately taking a break from Destiny right now. I'm burnt out on it. I don't want to hate the game, but if I keep playing it, I'm gonna hate it. And it seems to me like there's nothing to do right now until the release of it. So if you guys want me to see me do some Destiny content, you're gonna have to wait until the Taken King comes out. I'm taking a break until that comes out. I'm sorry, but I will be doing these every Wednesday leading up to it and hyping it up, or informing you and kind of showing the pros and cons of it, obviously. All right.
Before. The other thing I'd say about bounties is there's a whole bunch of new ones. Like, we've updated PvP bounties and PvE.
Yeah, Silent, 16 bounties. It's pretty cool. We're going to be able to, in our quest tab here, we're going to be able to hold 16 bounties. That's a good eye that you caught that. They've said it before that now we're going to be able to hold more bounties so that we don't have to constantly keep going back and forth to Tower or the Reef and turning them in, which is awesome because leveling up is going to go by like that really fast. So if we have a new weapon, we turn in 16 bounties, dude, that gun is going to be super OP in seconds. So it's kind of cool. It's pretty cool.
Bounties with a whole suite of new things to do out in the world.
All the Vanguard and Crucible bounties are updated. They're a bit quicker to do, and they're all designed to be done while you're doing what you actually want to do. So there's fewer bounties which are go to this specific place and do this specific thing, and there's more which are like get solar weapon kills, which you're going to be doing while you're playing Crucible. You're going to be doing while you're like doing patrols. You'll be doing while you're doing a strike.
You can also track the bounties now, which you can see. So, you know, if you track a couple there, and just maybe track 2.
So I'm tracking these 2.
Yeah, and if you head back to the...
So what he just said is they're playing on the PlayStation 4, but if you press X, you can track it. And they're gonna show us in a second what that means, but it's pretty cool. We're gonna be able to pick which quest we want to keep him in priority.
Track a total of 4, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm going to track a Crucible one, 2.
Total 4.
Yeah, and I think that's your total because we have 1 quest tracked as well. So if you go back to the ghost, you know, you go to the main screen.
Check this out. It's pretty sick.
You know, pull up your ghost here for a second.
It's just
you
a
can
little
see
minor
the progress
cosmetic
towards your
thing.
bounty right here in the HUD, which is awesome. No.
So there you go. When we now open up, when we press select or whatever you're using, whatever system, you're going to be able to see your quests there, which is a little minor cosmetic thing, but it's kind of cool. It actually makes visually things more better, and you know, you're not only going to see leave fire team and go to orbit and there's going to be more things to look at, more eye candy, I suppose, to keep us distracted.
Switching into your inventory screen and tabbing over and then looking at them individually, like it's right there, the ones you want to see all the time, which is just it's awesome, right?
Ready access.
And,
Cool.
and the quality of life there is great. And then if you go back to the quest screen and look at bounties, you'll see 2 of these bounties have already been completed. One of the key changes we've made here is you can now turn in your bounties from anywhere you are.
Yep.
You don't.
Booyakasha, you guys just heard that. Forget what I said earlier. You don't even have to go to the tower anymore. You don't even have to go to the reef. You can do everything from the menu, which is amazing because when I first started playing Destiny, dude, going to the tower would lag my game out and send me back to the dashboard. I needed to get better internet just to play this freaking game. And to be able to avoid that completely is pretty awesome.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Pulleycan, thank you for that follow and thank you for letting the dogs out. I appreciate it. So what I was just saying, you can turn in bounties from anywhere now. You don't have to go back to a tower. You can sit in a mission and do it, which is great because you won't get lagged out. You don't have to go to a tower and deal with, the internet of other people and yourself. So I'm very happy. Like I said, year 1 would always have to restart Destiny because it would lag me out, send me back to a dashboard. Finally, they fixed that, so no need to go to the tower anymore.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Yeah, 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 yeah. Who let the dogs out? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Silent, thank you for that follow, and thank you for letting the dogs out. Let's progress this. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Have to go to the tower to turn them in. Immediately get your reputation and your
Take my money now. Well, I do have, I'm not even going to go into it. I'm not a sellout. I was going to say I have a donation link if you guys want to help me pay for my cable bill, but let's not even go into that. Let's go back into this.
Experience right then and there.
I don't want to be like Bungie and be a sellout.
So the left-hand side of the screen here is the quest page. And so we've talked a lot about how quests are going to play a super important role in the Taken King this year. And
Whoa. So they're just showing us right now what that, the Remnant of Darkness, the high value targets quest is. It says the forces of darkness are still out there. The ideal tactic is to keep them from the city, is to distract them, give them something to fear, eliminate their leadership, should work well. And this is from Commander Zavala. So what we got to do is for this one, you got to complete patrols to access a patrol for high value targets. Eliminate a high value target at each destination. And they give you, we got like 6, 12, 15 that we have to do, and one's in the Cosmodrome, one's in the moon, Venus, every planet, to complete this mission. So this quest is pretty huge, and it's gonna looks like these kind of Vanguard ones are gonna keep us busy. The rewards you get for doing this one is you get a heavy weapons upgrade, interesting, legendary marks, Vanguard reputation, and some experience. So you do get some okay rewards from what I can see from doing all this hard work, but we're going to be kept super freaking busy on these like patrol missions.
this is the place where you're going to go see what are the quests that I have on offer. And you can, there's going to be dozens of quests. And,
There's that one, which is only an experienced one. It's not a huge one. It's probably a little minor quest. It says, I'm not saying that flinging orbs, of pure void isn't a useful ability. It might make people a little nervous. And it says, let's talk to Ikora. So yeah, and I believe that one was the Nova Bomb one. So
it can actually hold up to 32.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of quests in the game for you to.
Goddess, no worries. I will be here after this. I will re-show this. So this is, just the first run of it. The people that come in late, I'll be re-showing it. And if anything, I'm going to highlight this and post it on my YouTube. So if you want to check that out later, whoops. Here's my YouTube link, or you can check out my VOD later. There you guys go. You can check that out if you're got other stuff to do. But thank you for the follow, and thank you for saying hello. Good luck on that PoE though, and I'll check you out later. Oh shit, for reals? Here is mine. If you want to add me as well, send me a message, and I'll try to thank you for also adding me on YouTube. I'll try to look for you. I'm assuming you play the 360. I'm on the 360, unfortunately. So until I can get onto the PS4 or Xbox One in the near future.
To take, and you can see on this page right here. You
Have a good
some
day, though. I'll check
quests
you out
that are
later.
From the Vanguard.
No,
some are about your
not
class.
yet. Xbox
You get
One,
some
not yet.
From the factions.
Not yet.
There
Sorry.
there's of course quests related to the core story, and for each one of these, you get to see. It tells you exactly what you need to do next to complete it, but also shows
Like
you
the
what.
strike that we're going to play next week.
Sorry for letting you down.
Exactly, Shield Brothers. It also shows you what the rewards are. So this quest here, this quest step is Spark in the Shadow. If you complete this, you can see that you're going to get the new Stormcaller subclass.
There we go. So for this quest, Stormcaller, so he's playing, I believe, as a warlock, right? You get the new class for doing this mission, and it's the Spark in the Shadow. No worries, goddess. Have a good day. Check you later. Good luck once again on your PoE.
So the new subclass in the Taken King is something that you're going to earn as part of a quest line. And
So it's a warlock exclusive quest.
correct.
No
yeah.
hunters invited.
Exactly, so part of your
geesh.
daily ritual when
You
you log
nerd.
into Play Destiny now, you're going to check out what the daily is. You're going to look at your bounties, but now you're also going to look at your quest page and see, hey, what progress could I make tonight? Which of these things is just on the cusp of giving me something awesome?
And a lot of these quests, they advertise what you're going to get for them, and
So this one's just a simple, there's nothing. Energy drain kills, you need to do 15.
we're trying to move more of the rewards that you
There's an explanation to this one. You get some Vanguard reputation, some experience, and you just have to stop an Cabal assault team. Pretty easy enough to do.
may have had to go and shoot
Yeah.
into a loot cave for in year one into actual quests. So this quest, for example, is we'll get a heavy weapon upgrade for doing that. So
And that's a heavy weapon, or that is an upgrade to an existing heavy weapon?
that is a new heavy weapon, which will probably be stronger than what you're using.
So I complete this quest, I'm guaranteed a weapon. It's a guaranteed virtue from the standpoint of
That's
getting
right.
new stuff in my
Awesome.
arsenal. Now that's
Awesome.
Yep.
There's taking a lot of the guesswork out of how I get stuff
Doing
that
these
I want
little
to add to my
quests are going to be
inventory.
We want
worth
it to be
it.
more deterministic, more driven by player action and player intention,
Yeah.
and not so much just by pure randomness.
So if I go do this thing, I get this other specific thing, and this is where people should look to their quests page. They should acquire quests. These are the breadcrumb trails that lead to your guardian becoming more powerful.
Yep.
Yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
Looking good. What else do we want to say about this? Anything?
Let's move on.
Cool. All right.
Why don't we check out your inventory?
Okay.
There's something special in there.
So we're adding a new item in the Taken King.
Spark of Light. The infusion can be used to immediately increase one character's level to 25 and unlock the Taken King campaign. So this sounds like something we're going to get right off the back when we start the game. May only be used by a character who is not already level 25. The process is irreversible. Well, they're going to tell us, I guess, in a minute what this means. Sounds to me like you're going to be like quickly fast forwarded to level 25. So if I want to create a new Titan, I don't have a Titan on my account, this might be useful.
The spark of light.
Called a Spark of Light.
Okay.
Every character who, every person who buys a copy of the Taken King will have one of these given to them.
Yeah.
And what this item is for is you can take a character, maybe a low-level character that you didn't complete, or a new alt that you're interested in trying, one of the new subclasses, and you can boost that character up to level 25. It outfits that character with a set of appropriate gear, and it really is just getting you ready so that you can go in and start playing the new Taken King content.
So I'm a brand new character. I've never...
I know. Do you see that? 99999. I know. It's a test account, so I'm sure none of those. Look at the energy right there. It's ridiculous.
played Destiny before. I go out and I get the Taken King. I use this. Where am I going to find this?
This will be waiting for you on your postmaster.
Okay, so I create a character. I take it on that first mission.
Yep.
I learn how to aim down sight and shoot, and I get the basic tutorial.
Got to get to the tower
Yeah,
first.
eyes up, Guardian, and all that stuff.
Earn your grenade.
Earn your grenade. Meet the what are we calling it? Are we calling it the North Ghost, the Noland Droid, whatever we want to nickname the successor? So we
Right there, obviously referencing that they're getting rid of the Dinklebot. The old voice of the ghost is getting replaced by the guy who does Nathan Drake and is probably in like a million games from the history's past. And they're already trying to make names for him. Cute.
through that first story mission. I arrive at the tower. This is at the postmaster.
I'm guessing
but
Glimmer's gonna stay the same.
I am not personally a new player of Destiny, obviously. If that Solar Titan looks pretty cool, and it does, and I want to get my hand on that Hammer of Soul, and I do. For all you Titans out there, I'm about to break ranks, and I'm about to join yours and share some time between my Warlock and my Titan. I can create a new Titan, applying this to my new character, I become a level 25 character.
Yeah, it gets you up and running.
Okay, so the starting line for the Taken King is level 25.
Yep.
And this gets us there.
And if you've got friends, that want to play the Taken King, and they want to get into Destiny and haven't, like, they can join in on September.
I wonder what those things those circle things are next to the embalming orb. The one that has a 5 next to it and the ones below that. And those things are at the bottom, which we'll find out shortly what those things are at the bottom, the 105 and the 999. The last 2 boxes at the bottom.
15th and play with you right away, right? And they can still experience the first year of Destiny and House of Wolves and Dark Below.
Excuse me, it's one of those breaks in between the streams. Give it 1 sec. We can chit chat for a little while we wait for this to come back. Unless it's the video player. No, I don't think it is. Yep. Maybe it was the video player.
And the option to choose to play with you right away.
Here we go.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Anything else we want to cover in my character inventory screens here?
Nope.
What about the fact that I can finally see the face of this handsome devil in my inspection screen?
Yes, so we think it's really important for the characters to be characters. Like, this is you, this is your person inside of Destiny. So, we're showing the character faces inside the UI screens. We're also letting some people do the opposite, where, like, I'm wearing my helmet here in the tower because I might have a cool raid helmet that I really like the look of. Or I might regret the decisions I made back in September when I picked my particular...
Now that's weird because you can do that now. You can put on your helmets in the tower now. But it's kind of cool that you can see your character's face in the main menu.
Hairstyle.
I look like He-Man, straight up. Like, I am Prince Adam, and I thought that was cool. And it was cool for a few weeks, and now it's not so cool anymore.
Yes.
Okay. So
a few
what
weeks
else can
when
I
you were
do?
7.
Well, what else can I do to customize my appearance in the tower? Anything else?
Well, try switching your weapon.
So the same way I would do just in playing?
That's right.
I'll check out my shotgun.
So you can pick the weapon that you're going to show off in the tower.
So we can
if you've
show off
got
our
that
beloved little
cool
new
sniper rifle,
snowflakes
or
at the
you've
tower.
got that cool heavy weapon, you can pick that and you can show that off now. So it's just a little thing.
Nice. Okay, cool.
That's right.
So,
let the dick
throughout the
measuring
course of the show,
contest
we're going to be,
commence now.
checking in with our audience. How you doing, Cosmo?
Great.
So, in looking at our audience, what questions would they ask us right now?
I got a question from Fear Lies. He asked, are there going to be any new additions to Vault Space?
Vault Space.
Oh, yes,
we're
the
going to
vault.
check in with the vaults as a portion of this tour, right, guys?
Maybe. Yeah, that might be important to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we're going to defer that question to a little bit later. Is there anything else they're curious about?
Scrubkiller69 asks, how do we acquire ghost shells?
How do we acquire ghost shells, guys?
Well, let's swing by the speaker.
Okay. We go. Lead the way.
All right.
Moves the needle.
Yay, ghost shells, finally. I mean, I've been sick of seeing my white
Point
ghost
this out.
shell
Check this,
forever.
my footsteps
Never
on
got the
stairs.
collector's edition, so they can
I'm
get that
slow
nice
walking
red
stairs.
one like
Check this
everybody
out.
that bought that one.
It's the little things.
It's the little things.
It's the little things. Look at that.
It's catching up with the IK.
Never missing a step.
D's just throwing a
Nice.
Craigasm because the character is going down
Okay.
each step, but you can still walk through people, so...
Mr. Speaker.
So the speaker, like many of the vendors in the tower, has been updated with some new gear and some new equipment.
Okay.
Let's take a quick peek. Right off the back, you can see that there's Taken King symbols next to each. For example, the hoods, the capes for the warlocks, for the hunters, and the Titans' little sash that they have, and the warlocks' armbands. So it looks like those things are going to be upgraded to Taken King status, which is kind of cool. Finally, I can buy those and they'll be useful.
We
See
still,
that there are some things that are familiar.
yeah, we still have material exchange from House of Wolves. So if you're still sitting on some of those Ascendant shards,
Yeah! Boom! Goddess is back. Awesome. Thank you. I know you just want to keep hearing my sexy, sexy voice. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, Goddess.
and you want to switch them in, you can do that.
Okay.
But all the speaker's gear, his
I hope
equipment.
the squeakers aren't getting you down too much in that PoE. Though that's bad on me for assuming that they're squeakers. I should say just the noobs that are needing help on PoE.
Down below, you can see we.
By the way, Goddess, if you just tuned in, you missed it earlier. They're gonna give you in the Postmaster a brand new little item that's gonna level you up to 25. So, for example, I don't have a Titan. That little thing, I'm gonna be able to use it and create a new Titan and fast forward him to 25. So, anybody that has just gotten the game will be able to level up really quickly, but still do some of the other missions from year 1.
Updated these, so these are level 40.
So this is a level 40 Warlock Bond. Right when you come into the tower, when you open up Taken King, you're not going to be able to get this unless you're max level. The defense is a 280, which is interesting. You can now have a defense on that Warlock Bond. That is pretty awesome because those stupid little things never did a damn thing. So it's looks like I'm going to have to buy these from the speaker now, whereas normally I ignored them. Excuse me. It's going to increase the intellect to... Whoa, it's going to give you a max of 27, strength of 27 as well, but you're going to start out with a 19. And also, right below that is pretty awesome. Increase the upgrade rate for scout rifles and increase your Vanguard reputation. Yeah.
Items now, and in addition to providing defense, the class slot armor actually is providing you some useful perks now.
Nice.
So class armor concentrates on things that help you level up.
So there you go. He just kind of briefly went over them. Increased intellect provided by this piece of gear. Let's go back a little bit and see what the other one's strength.
Concentrates on things that help you level up faster. So in this case, you've got some perks that increase your scout rifle speed, or you can choose to increase your machine gun faster instead.
Oh, nice machine gun.
I always do.
The other things that we also find on these are
Vanguard champion, you get some more reputation gains if you unlock
perks
that. Kind of
you know,
cool.
speed up reputation gains. So like increasing your Vanguard reputation faster or Crucible reputation.
So these are no longer just vanity items.
That's right. These are actually helping your character become more powerful.
Do we get a story to the game? That's going to be revealed probably either next week or the week after that. I know this is kind of... I hear you, man. So far, what we got is we got more weapons, stuff to level up, more quests, which is stuff we could do already. But exactly, that's a pretty good question. And they're not going to spoil that to us right away because they want us to still be surprised by some stuff. But exactly, the biggest thing that everyone's always talked about is there a story to this game? And they're hopefully trying to fix that. The thing is, Lone Wolf, when the first developers, when they first got into this game before Activision took it over, it was a completely different game. For example, each gun would grow with you as your character grew. So it had its own branch, and each person would have an individual weapon set to their play style. So if you played like a support, or if you played like a a guy who was always attacking people, your weapon would grow to you. Activision didn't like that, so they changed it. So those 3 original developers left the game because of that, because they were changing everything. Another thing Activision didn't like, too much story. There's too much story involved in the game. Crazy, I know, right? They took that out, and they didn't like it. So those 3 developers, once again, left because of that as well, because they focus a lot on their story. The game that we have now is nothing like the game that they were originally working on. It sucks. But I'm slowly starting to see that they're going back on all that stuff. I'm surprised Activision is actually letting them do it.
Yep. As cool as this stuff looked, I never bought a single one of them in Destiny Year 1. Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll see someone make a documentary about Destiny that shows what the original version was going to be like. For now, I don't think anybody knows, but I would love for someone to give a documentary about the progress of it and show all the stuff that we could have gotten with the original version.
They were really expensive. I spent my resources on other things to make me more powerful.
Well, you had to wear your dead orbit thing all the time.
I had to wear I did have to wear my dead orbit thing every single day. So
I never bought any, but I always felt like every engram I had always turned into one of these, and I was furious.
Yeah.
Furious.
You mean it didn't turn into shards all the time?
No.
Okay. Well,
I was lucky enough to get an item that I wouldn't put on my arm.
something must have been broken then. Yeah. So as far as ghost shells go, the speaker also has a set of ghost shells. Because
He's gonna go through them quickly, so I'm just gonna pause it. This is the Winter Sky Shell. It's a rare ghost shell. 160 defense. It gives you strength 14 and detects and marks nearby spirit blooms.
Was bringing ghosts back to him, so
Definitely Lone Wolf. Activision. I mean, that's why I want to see a documentary on it. I can't say specifically who ruined it if it was Activision, because some people can argue that Bungie let them do that, and they didn't put their foot down and say, "Look, no, this is our game. We're gonna stick with it. And if you don't like it, too bad." The real, from what I hear, is that they ran out of money. This game was costing way too much, so they had to bring in Activision because it was way out over budget. But who knows? Maybe, I don't even know if anyone will actually reveal what the true story behind this game is, because unless someone does a biography on it, we might only see it in book form. But yeah, I hear you. It was totally different game. It's still to me, in my personal opinion, one of the best first-person shooters I ever played. But if we can go back and see what the original one is, from what I hear from people, it was going to be a way better game than what we got in the end result, which is really sad.
Fine, he's giving some back to you. So ghosts also give you defense, which is contributing to your light. They give you intellect, strength, discipline as well.
Yeah.
But ghosts specialize in perks that are making it easier to collect things in the world. So
Nice.
these rare quality ghosts, for example, have perks on them that mark resource nodes. So when you're running around the moon, this ghost, for example, lets you, well,
Or Venus, as it
we're on
were.
Venus.
Yeah.
This one lets you detect spirit plumes. So that'll just be called out to you and makes it easier to find those.
Like a divining rod that whispers to you in the dark of night.
Yep.
So it looks like all these are just going to detect spirit bloom. But you get to choose a color.
So one thing that's missing from the speaker.
Well, that one's intellect. This one's discipline and strength. So each one will pretty much do that same stuff. Well, this one's filaments, so it'll help you pick out, help you find helium. But each one also has little minor perks like discipline and strength. And that one's a lower level. It's at level 36, so not all of them are level 40.
Here is the emblems. So
Yeah, what's up? Where'd they go?
So let's.
No worries,
swing
Silent
by,
Reaper.
the station.
Like I said, I'll be on
That's right
for a little
nearby.
while. I'm
Okay,
gonna do a rebroadcast
So
of this
all
one
the
more time
emblems,
for those latecomers.
along
But
with
yeah, you can
shaders
check out the
and ships
YouTube
and
VOD
a
if you
few
want
other
later.
things have been moved onto these new terminals, which you can find in different locations in the tower. We call these collections, and
Lone Wolf, we'll never know. I mean, hopefully, I'm trying to be optimistic, I hope. So they are saying that the Taken King is going to have more story involved. The vendors are going to have their own separate stories and speaking parts. Like, did you guys know that Nathan Fillion did the Vanguard Hunter, which I didn't know until recently, because, like, he doesn't talk much. If you guys don't know, Nathan Fillion had worked on Halo, but he's also from Serenity or Firefly. He's the main character, Maul. And it's cool that he does the voice, but now we're going to be able to hear him more. So we're going into these new, for emblems, these new screens that are letting us access. And behind the guy who's the level 40 back there, there's also another screen, which they don't show us what that is, but it looks like shaders, so...
this is the emblem collection. So if you crack
Buck,
that one open,
yeah, that's his name, right?
I'm
Buck.
just going to access it. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate it if I were to actually crack it open.
Just give you guys a quick glimpse. So we got Taken King emblems. We got the Dark Below, other Taken King ones, House of Wolves, and Factions. So we're all going to be able to see everything all in one screen.
So I can see some of the things I already have.
Yep,
Some
so-
of these are grayed out because I still have some foraging to do in the House of Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these collections, they keep all the ones that you found, and it shows you some of the ones that you haven't found yet,
Okay.
and will actually tell you where they come from. So
So like I have to play Vanguard Strikes if I...
So there you go, guys. Kind of cool. With each new emblem, it's going to tell you what you have to do to unlock them, which is kind of more convenient. You don't have to just hopelessly grind and hope that you get something RNG style. They actually tell you how to get them.
want that.
yep. If you don't have room for an emblem, like if they're cluttering up, part of your vault, maybe.
Yeah.
You can safely just get rid of them now because they're all available right here.
So this keeps track of what I have acquired over time and lets me pull them out and reclaim them whenever I want to.
That's right.
Lets me pull out a new version of something I always had.
Yeah, and we're doing the same thing with shaders,
Uh-huh.
and we're doing the same thing with ships, and so on.
And so on.
See, what I really like about it, I see it, and it's like a giant to-do list for me. You know,
Yeah,
like emblems didn't. You know, I have the emblem I got early on with the N because my name's Noseworthy, and I've been using that since the beginning. And I didn't really lust after any because I didn't see them all, but now I can see them here, and there's multiple pages, and I'm like, oh my God, I want that, and now I'm given some instructions how I can go find that in the world, and like I got to catch them all.
That's cool. This actually looks like Cosmo
Pokemon
Signifier
reference.
on Bungie.net. Cosmo, I think we found your new emblem. Looks pretty sweet. You're going to have to do the Blade Dancer subclass, but you like blade dancing, don't you?
I love it.
Yeah, we noticed. So how's our audience doing? And our internet audience, what else would they like to know?
Taste My Sith asks, could you explain rep changes for factions? How
Rep
do you
changes
pledge
for
rep?
factions. What would Executor Hideo tell us about this?
Well, let's swing by Hideo.
Okay.
So
I don't always. I'm really a dead orbit man, but
Yeah,
hey, how you doing?
no.
No hard feelings,
judging
bro.
you here.
Yep.
So New Monarchy.
All right, I'm gonna
Dead
let this
Orbit,
run
and
because I
Future
have to
War
run
Cults
to the
have
bathroom
all
real
been
quick. I'll be right
updated.
back,
So
guys, because this
instead
part is
wearing
kind of
the class
important.
armor to align with them, you now go to the vendors and you can accept allegiance with. Align with them, you now go to the vendors and you can accept allegiance with each of them. If you accept allegiance with a faction, then every time you earn your Vanguard or Crucible rep, doing, again, any of the activities in the game that give you those, you're also going to earn rep with New Monarchy. It's not an exclusive thing anymore. You can go and do both at the same time and advance them. Being aligned with a faction means that you can buy some of their gear, and because you're earning reputation with them, you also earn faction packages. All of your year one reputation carries forward. So if you're rank 3 with New Monarchy or rank 50 with Dead Orbit because you've been chasing Revenant, then you still be that in Taken King. So
What up, Croce? I'm back. So if you guys missed it there, you're going to be able to go to each faction and week by week, you're going to be able to change it up. So unfortunately, right now, currently, you can go to any faction. You can do Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, or New Monarchy, and switch it up and level all 3 up. With this new system, you're only going to be able to choose 1 per week. And that's going to be very important because each faction is going to have their weapons set to a different element. So New Monarchy, for example, is going to be solar. They don't reveal what Dead Orbit or Future War Cult is, but they're either going to be Void or Arc. So we'll find out when the Taken King comes out. But we can say for sure that New Monarchy is going to probably be solar.
keeping all those things.
So for illustration purposes, you probably want me to accept this allegiance.
Yeah, why don't you accept that allegiance?
I don't want. This is out of character, but
well,
this makes you very uncomfortable.
Just
for the
hold
purposes of
button down.
education, I'll do anything for science.
So oh come on. You can change your mind later.
Look, how often can I change my mind?
But you can only change your mind once a week.
I'm New Monarchy for a whole week
For
now?
a whole week now. So now that you have the badge,
great.
you're aligned with New Monarchy.
Yes.
Yeah, very out of character.
Yeah.
But you can look at some of the gear that the New Monarchy guys have.
Okay.
So a lot of the new pieces of armor in Taken King are they're bolstered with new perks. So the chest slot, for example, used to only really give you ammunition perks, but now we have some defensive perks in the chest.
So right off the back, you can see that we're going to have new perks with each chest piece for each faction, which is kind of cool. He pointed out that normally you would only get just like 2 little of those like perks. Now we got 6, so that's kind of cool.
This one.
Check it out.
It's actually worth getting a faction
when you take damage
piece.
from a solar source, for the next couple seconds, you've got a boost to recovery, so you'll be able to bounce back more quickly from that damage. But there's another...
So I guess not just the weapons, but our armor is going to have some solar defense as well.
It's right below it, which is an armor bonus if you're using one of your solar-based subclasses like Gunslinger or Sunsinger. So, you know, you can pick, do you want to be reactive? Do you want to be proactive?
Yeah.
There's another perk that you don't see on either of these that you'll find on other chest plates that actually will reduce the amount of damage done to you when Burn Skull is active. So you might want to have that Solar Burn Skull perk, a piece of armor with that for Nightfall in a given week.
That's one, not both.
Yeah, so it's, yep.
And one thing I like about that is it makes more of the gear in the game valuable. You know, now I'm going to be seeking out a chest piece that does that because, you know, when Nightfall comes up and it's arc and it's not solar, I want that. And, you know, we're trying to make more of the drops in the game matter. Like we want the items to mean more to you. And some of these perks are really doing that for me.
Cool.
So...
Nice. What else? What else? What else do we want to say? These reward packages, you know, they've always been, no, these are material exchanges.
So these material exchanges, these are interesting. These are new to Taken King because these actually let you convert some of the materials that you might have.
Increase your faction standing by donating motes of light for use in refining faction arms and armor. So to get this little package, which helps level up your new monarchy, you got to turn in some 5 motes of light.
A lot of sitting around.
Yeah.
This one is the weapon supplies donation. Increase your faction standing by donating weapon parts to maintain faction supports equipment. It requires 25. Now this is kind of cool because I have a ton of weapon parts laying around on my my warlock, which I gave to my hunter, but I'm slowly starting to accumulate a lot on my warlock, so it's good that I'm going to be able to use them and not let them sit there.
And
this one's the armor supplies donation material exchange. Increase your faction standing by donating armor materials to maintain faction supporters equipment. Again, this one's for armor and it's 25. You need to unlock this.
Reputation. So you've got a...
This one is the special ammo donation. You increase your faction standing by donating special ammo reserves to help stop faction armies. Funny, you know, right before House of Wolves, a lot of us who were farming for chests and doing all those little things to try to get legendaries and get like PoE keys had a ton of special ammo. I know I had at least 200 just sitting there because I never go through these in synthesis. I'm gonna be able to use some of those and go through them to open some of these packages.
As many armor materials as most people.
And this one is for heavy ammo. You just need to turn in 1 synthesis to unlock this package.
Currently sitting on. And if you want to just cash some of those in for reputation, you can just swing by your faction of choice and do that.
Okay. Looking good. And
let's take a look at the weapons. Now, I said earlier that the weapons are probably going to be solar, so let's see. I could have been wrong about this. I did see this like hours ago when it first aired live. This is the Righteous 7. It's an auto rifle, 280 attack. You need to be level 40 to unlock this. Executor issued auto rifle for loyal supporters of the new monarchy. The rate of fire is huge. The impact sucks crazily. Range is pretty crappy too. It's pretty shitty. Stability's alright, but and the reload's okay. Magazine's 43, not too bad. But that impact sucks. And you know, obviously need 150 marks to get it.
Of course.
Yep.
And rank 3 of New Monarchy. Let's see what kind of perks it has. It might actually even make up for it.
They're always going to be a
Doubt
great
it.
source of weapons. And we've talked a lot about, you know, the weapon foundries. So this is the New Monarchy edition of Asuros auto rifle. and a stop to a vendor.
Okay, so I guess not all of them are going to be solar. This one is an arc damage sniper rifle. Rate of fire is impact is not very good either. The range is great, stability is and the reload is good. I don't know about these new Monarchy weapons. They're not looking too good. The perks it has is the weapon has increased stability and increases the reload speed of this weapon when the magazine's low.
Unless I can inspect.
This objection 4 is solar. It's a machine gun. Rate of fire is high. Impact is good. Range sucks. Stability is kind of and reload's kind of shitty too.
They're glorious new machine guns. So, looking pretty. This is actually reason for me to actually do some business with New Monarchy, because if there's a mission out there that creates fits and challenges for me, and solar perks would help me overcome that mission. God.
Well, the faction vendors, some of them even have quests for you now too, right?
Faction-specific quests?
Yeah, in fact, it's the case that if you rank up to certain ranks, there are some quests waiting for you in there.
So talk to me about a promotion.
So
I get a...
So there you guys go. Your past, marks that you got for like each faction will be compensated when you start the Taken King right off the back. But you are going to start at 0, and he just said that for each one, once you get past a certain level, you'll start getting quests from each faction, which is kind of cool.
Reward package, what should I expect from that?
So the faction packages are much improved in Taken King.
Yeah.
You're not just going to get a single shard from them anymore. Sorry about that. The faction packages are a guaranteed legendary now, in addition to some strange coins, motes of light. And then the other thing that we've changed about how they work is there's a higher chance to get things like the shaders. Or
yay, I can finally get my Dead Orbit shader
Revenant,
now.
like everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
The important change we made there, though, is that once
RNG will
shader's
be
been
better
added
for
to your
each thing
collection,
now.
it is taken out of the stream, so a different one will drop instead. So
Less duplicates.
yep, fewer duplicates. You're guaranteed to eventually get the shader that you're chasing.
All right. I take back everything I ever said about you, Executor Hideo. Nice to spend some time with you today. Cosmo. How you doing?
Doing good.
What is our internet audience talking about now?
Vault
Let's
space.
see here. Bronzevian asks, will there be any more space in the vault?
Okay, we've heard the vault space question. Should we go check in with the vault right now, guys?
I
Me
think
too,
we should stay on
Cleek.
target, man.
We'll have to wait
Alright,
until
we got a lot of
September,
places to
though.
go.
Okay. What else? What else?
Hope
do they
it
wanna
lives
know
up
about
to the
Cosmo?
hype, though. Honestly, right now, I don't know.
Says,
We'll have to wait and see.
What happens to existing Vanguard and Crucible marks come TTK?
What does happen to existing Vanguard and Crucible marks come Taken King?
Well, if we go see Shax, Shax has some stuff for us to check
Oh,
out.
Lord,
and
Shax at the
we could probably answer
Crucible?
that.
Guys, these vaults are right here. Are you sure you don't want me to just stick my head in here
on
real quick?
target.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Down into the Hall of Guardians.
Because Bungie's still
he is.
working on it. They're tweaking
Vault
it, so
of
it's
the
not
Man.
ready yet, unfortunately.
He is the Crucible, you know.
He is the Crucible. No place for mercy.
So the first thing you'll see here is that Shax
Same here,
has
Cleek.
quests for
Maybe
you.
we'll
So
get
not
some
only
more
do we have
info on it.
PvE, cooperative.
So, hey, right there, right off the back, it seems like Shax is going to have some missions of his own. They'll keep us busy throughout the week. It's going to be kind of like doing nightfalls and stuff, which they'll explain in a second.
Quests. We also have player versus player quests, and these are going to start as early as level 5 and carry you throughout your Destiny journey. And so here you can see, and it's got this is about killing kills with +2 control zones, and there's also rewards for these quests. So we think this is a really important
the new
part
Soros
of
is
the experience,
pretty-
because there are people
pretty
who really
interesting.
binge
We'll
on
see.
PvP, and we want there to be many ways.
What's
for
up,
them to
Ant?
be
Good
able
to see you back in the stream, man.
experience the game and
Welcome.
earn valuable rewards.
Sure. Okay, cool.
If you go back to Shax, you will notice
It's going all right. It's going
he's
all
got
right.
a suite of new bounties.
Get ready to screenshot, YouTubers.
These are
Let's go back, I guess, and see that last one real quick. This first mission you're going to be able to do is you just need to win 2 Crucible matches with an individual score of at least 500 points. So the best thing to compare this to is like when we do Iron Banner, you have those small little bounties that you do to build up your Crucible level. Each week, these are going to be refreshed. So we're going to have these missions or these new things to do. every week by week, which is kind of cool. So this first one, it's kind of like Trials of Osiris, actually, to put it more bluntly. You level each one up and you get better rewards as you progress. I know, right? That first one does seem easy. It starts off easy, but the last one's it gets harder as it goes along.
Ready to screenshot, YouTubers?
So the next one is all you gotta do is win 7 matches. Pretty easy. If you're playing Crucible, you're gonna do that no matter what. Yeah, Eris Morn's got a new location. She's down the stairs. It's kind of cute. She's got her own little place. So there you go. Just win 7 matches.
All weekly bounties too.
Yeah, they're all
Ghost Shells! Yeah, we'll see. And Ghost Shells are going to be able to do new stuff. But yeah, you're right. Those cool legendary Ghost Shells, they're going to show us in a second, are going to be pretty awesome. I think you got to be level 40 to get them, though. I'm looking forward to some of those cool-looking skins, though. Once again, dick measuring contest. Show who has got the better ghost. For this one, you got to win 1 game, 3 different Crucible game modes. Pretty simple enough still.
the bounties, and if you complete all
4th mission is earn points in any feature playlists of Crucible, and wins are worth 3 points, and starting a new match costs 1 point. So this sounds like it's going to be pretty a pretty shitty one to do, because it's going to be deducted points and you have to earn points. So you see, it's already getting harder.
5 of these weekly bounties, you can complete the
Hey
final
Atari,
bounty
how's it
here on
going,
the right,
man?
which is the true meaning of war, which
Whoa, did I miss the last one? Greeting Atari. So this one is complete the Crucible daily on 3 different days. So that's pretty simple actually compared to that last one.
the final bounty here on the
I know,
right.
Atari Vault Space.
true
So here's the last one, True Meaning of War. You got to complete all 5 of the bounties and you get a very special reward at the end. It says unknown rewards, but it's more than likely will be the same as a Nightfall one.
of war, which, as you can see, gives you unknown rewards. Well, we can tell you today they're not so unknown. These are excellent rewards. They're Nightfall tier rewards. So certainly legendary and a chance for even exotic. We wanted PvP players to have an avenue to get those same kind of rewards, because these aren't easy bounties. Like,
Yep.
This is gonna be hard to do.
Sure. And unknown rewards are still fun. I mean, you don't want to completely remove every element of mystery from Destiny.
So there you guys go. Just once again, the 5th one's going to be cool. If you want more exotics, if you want more legendaries, and you're not getting your fill with just the fangirls in the background. If you're not getting your fill with just Nightfalls and that kind of stuff, you can do these extra things and get more stuff.
But yeah, there's still some randomness there, but if you do this, you're gonna get a sweet reward. Like,
Sorry, the video will...
every week.
There it goes.
And Lord Shax says, "You showed them."
Yeah, the sword's
I'm
going to be
all to
sick.
say that. You showed them.
I don't even know if they're
going
gonna
to
reveal the sword yet.
All right. Also, check this out.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Yeah. Who let the dogs out? Yeah.
Spatten, thank you for that follow, and thank you for letting the dogs out. I appreciate that. You're amazing and awesome. Okay, so this first Ghost Shell that they show us, like I said earlier, you have to have level 40, so you gotta be maxed out. And then you'll be able to buy this. 280 defense, and it gives you a 25 max intellect and 26 discipline maxed out. It detects nearby relic iron formations, interesting, and generates additional glimmer when killing warlocks in the Crucible. So this one's going to help you in Crucible stuff. You need to be rank 2 to get these as well on Crucible. This next one, it gives you 27 discipline in the max, 26 strength, detects marks nearby spirit blooms, and generates additional glimmer when killing hunters in the Crucible.
Scary ghosts?
Yeah, so if you open
They needed to shat the dogs out, yeah. They needed to go out, exactly. They're going to poop in the house if we don't let them out. This one is the competitive shell. You get a max intellect of 26, a max strength of 26. This detects marks in nearby spin metal, and it's going to generate more glimmer when you kill titans in the Crucible.
one of those legendary ghosts.
Okay.
So in addition to the
And they're each going to have their own individual perks. So, you're going to be able to increase the strength
sensor perks that you saw on the rare tier ones, you've got
and intellect.
more stat bonuses, sensors, extractor perks, which just increase the amount of a material that you get.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's also these perks which are generating additional glimmer as you kill things. So
Interesting.
you know,
We'll see.
here's
I
a
still
perk
feel like
for
the ghosts are
someone who likes
useless, but
taking on or Titans. in
I
PvP.
love
you know,
picking on Titans in PvP.
it's better than how they
Especially
were
hunters.
before,
Are
at
there
least.
hunter ones?
There are one of each on check, so you'll be able
Nice.
to pick your poison.
So between all the ghosts I'm going to collect and all
Yeah.
the armor I'm going to collect with the different burn defenses on it, I'm going to really want more space, man.
Yeah, well, you're the one who won't let me look in the vault, so.
So there was a question though about the
So
legendary
going,
marks, right?
Going back to the question about
No, Killa, you're gonna if you watched earlier, the light level is gonna go up, and that's gonna increase things as you go along. So the regular level is 40. Right now, you start alpha at 34 when you start taking king. You max it out to 40, and then once you get to 40, your light level can increase depending on how you level up, like the intelligence, discipline, or strength of each gear that you get. So each individual thing's gonna have stuff to level up. If I'm wrong, I'll admit to being wrong. I probably was, because I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. But then again, I don't have the game yet either, so I'm gonna learn just like everybody else as we go along. And to be honest, they're not really. I'm trying to do my best to explain as from what I know, but they don't do a good job at like going into detail, which they do on purpose, of course.
Marks. What happens to our marks?
Vanguard and Crucible marks. So Vanguard and Crucible marks are both being replaced with a single new currency. We're trying to simplify this, make it easier for people to do what they want to do, but still be able to access a lot of.
And this is only for Crucible. They're only showing us a little bit. You know, we need to play the game so that we're surprised. If they reveal everything to us, there's nothing to look forward to. So there might actually be gear that goes past 160. Once again, I don't know what, because they haven't revealed it yet. So, we'll learn once it comes out, I'm sure.
Different rewards in the tower.
Yeah.
So legendary marks replace Vanguard marks, Crucible marks. These are actually account-wide, the same as your Glimmer is. So if you've earned them on one character, you can still use them to buy something
Okay,
on another
Killa.
character.
Good to know. Thank you for that.
These come
then.
from things like the daily heroic or the weekly heroic, but they also come from the daily PvP playlists and weekly PvP playlists as well.
So this goes back to our original point about letting people play
But
what they want to play.
Killa, they're gonna go into a little bit more detail when we get to the gunsmith about guns and stuff. You might actually be able to go past 365 and stuff.
Get the stuff that they want to get. I feel like there's a lot of sort of firewalls being lifted where if I want to spend all my time in the Crucible, I can do that. Or if I'm somebody who loves strikes and raids and patrols, but I want that dead orbit gear, you're not forcing me to go in and earn Crucible marks to do that.
That's right.
So giving players a little bit more freedom over their experience.
Yeah,
you know?
we want people to be able to do the things that they enjoy playing Destiny and not feel like they have to do one thing or another.
I'll listen carefully when we get to the gunsmith then.
Specific activities.
Of course.
But,
of course.
So the other thing about legendary marks is you'll see you've got 200 here, so that's the size of your wallet.
Yeah.
But
So you're talking about
Vanguard
infusing,
marks and
right?
Crucible marks, there's actually no limit on how many you can earn in a week. So you can spend these 200 right now and just go back out into the battlefield and start killing things and getting more marks.
So I've hit the ceiling. I have 200. That's as much as I can hold in my wallet.
That's the size of your wallet.
But
Good time for it to kind
I
of pause
spend
there,
down and I earn
guess.
again. And
But basically, we're not going to have that barrier where we can only get 200. We can spend them and then come back and keep doing this. So that's kind of cool. But once you reach 200, you can't get more. So you have to spend them to be able to earn more again.
spend down and I earn again.
Yeah.
You want
and
that
you're never
second
going to
helmet,
tell
I
me
know.
over the course of a
It
week.
does look,
you've
I don't
earned
know, we'll
enough
see.
stuff
It kind of
playing.
looks
You've had
kind
too
of
much
cool
fun.
from here.
Go
Yeah.
away.
Gotta get rank 3
Nice.
though, Cleek.
But the original question was,
You have to grind
I
a
have
lot of
all
Crucible.
these Vanguard marks, I have all these Crucible marks. What happens to them on September 15th?
On 9/15, when you log in, we'll convert the old marks from the marks to commendations.
Okay.
So players should find that pretty useful because when they come into Taken King, they'll have a bunch of these commendations waiting for them on the Postmaster. And you might be able to just cash them in and get a faction package right away.
Okay, so yeah, I'll put those in my inventory, and the same way we did on day 1 of the House of Wolves, I take those commendations, I burn them from reputation.
That's right.
And I just watch my Vanguard and my Crucible rep go up. I get some of these new reward packages that you were
Hopefully.
talking about.
Yep.
There's one.
Oh, it's okay, Cleek. From year 1, he just explained that the only thing that our past accomplishments is going to do is going to give us some more packages, but we're all pretty much going to start at 0 and have to level it up again. Those of us that have higher level Crucibles from year 1 are just going to get packages to make up for it, but we're all pretty much going to start with each faction and everything at about 0.
Another key source of legendary marks, which is in the name,
Yep.
legendaries themselves. And so when you get a legendary item, you can say, hey, I like this, I don't want to equip this. Or you can shard it, and when you shard the legendary item, it actually generates legendary marks.
So if you go ahead and shard that item.
Yeah, you sure?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep, do it. Oh, whoops. So
Is it because I didn't reach the proper level?
it's because it's not 915 yet.
Ah, okay.
So legendary armor, the year 2 stuff that you get from Taken King, actually will produce legendary marks when you shard it. So if you find a legendary that you're not going to use, you can just, chew it up and use it to fuel your other purchase.
Killa, I'm gonna rewind it, but he said that it actually goes into like Crucible, like not like probably points and other stuff. Let's go back and see for sure.
Access a lot of the different rewards in the tower.
Yeah.
So so if you open one of those legendary ghosts,
Okay.
so in addition to the sensor weekly PvP playlist as well.
So this goes back to our original point about letting people play.
But still be able to access a lot of the different rewards in the tower.
Yeah.
So legendary.
Yeah, well, you're the one who won't let me look in the vault,
So there was a question, though, about the legendary
going,
marks, right?
Going back to the question about
marks. What happens to our marks?
Vanguard and Crucible marks.
Oh, this is for
So
legendary marks. You're
Vanguard
probably
and Crucible
right,
marks
Killa.
are both being replaced with a single new currency. We're trying to simplify this, make it easier for people to do what they want to do, but still be able to access a lot of the different rewards in the tower.
Yeah.
So legendary marks replace Vanguard marks, Crucible marks. These are actually account-wide, the same as your Glimmer is. So if you've earned them on one character, you can still use them to buy something on another character.
Nice.
These come from things like the daily heroic or the weekly heroic, but they also come from the daily PvP playlists and weekly PvP playlists as well.
So this goes back to our original point about letting people play what they want to play and get the stuff that they want to get. I feel like there's a lot of sort of firewalls being lifted where if I want to spend all my time in the Crucible, I can do that. Or if I'm somebody who loves strikes and raids and patrols, but I want that dead orbit gear, you're not forcing me to go in and earn Crucible marks to do that.
That's right.
So giving players a little bit more freedom over their experience.
Yeah, we want people to be able to do the things that they enjoy playing Destiny and not feel like they have to do one thing or another. Now, there's still some specific rewards to specific activities.
Of course.
But,
The other thing about
one thing I got to point out, he's saying that there's freedom, but you still need to get rank 1, 2, and 3 before you can get any of the gear. So, I mean... Hey, Pixie.
marks, as you'll see, you've got 200 here, so that's the size of your wallet.
Yeah.
But unlike Vanguard marks and Crucible marks, there's actually no limit on how many you can earn in a week. So you can spend these 200 right now and just go back out into the battlefield and start killing things and getting more marks.
So I've hit the ceiling. I have 200. That's as much as I can hold in my wallet.
That's the size of your wallet.
But I spend down and I earn again, and I spend down and I earn again, and you're never going to tell me over the course of a week you've earned enough
Who
stuff.
let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
But the original question was,
Who let the dogs out?
marks, what?
Joy's, however you pronounce it, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Thank you for that follow, and thank you for letting the dogs out. I appreciate your support. Yeah, Clique Gamers, we'll have to find out in September what that lock thing was.
September 15th.
On 9/15, when you log in, we'll convert the old marks from the marks to commendations.
Okay.
So players should find that pretty useful because when they come into Taken King, they'll have a bunch of these commendations waiting for them on the Postmaster. And you might be able to just cash them in and get a faction package right away.
Okay. So yeah, I'll put those in my inventory, and the same way we did on day 1 of the House of Wolves, I take those commendations, I burn them from reputation.
That's right.
And I just watch my Vanguard or my Crucible rep go up. I get some of these new reward packages that you were talking about.
You're right. How do I know? But I mean, they can't keep it locked forever, right? We'll find out sooner or later.
There's one other key source of legendary marks, which is in the name, legendaries themselves. And so when you get a legendary item, you can say, hey, I like this, I don't want to equip this. Or you can shard it, and when you shard the legendary item, it actually...
Oh, actually, you know what that is? I think you see it on one of the developers. They might show us in stream. If I catch it, I'll pause it and show you. It's just a Deej's character because it's a test one. It's not at a high enough. He's at 34. He's not at 40 yet, so we'll see.
generates legendary marks.
So if you go ahead and shard that item.
Yeah, you sure?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep. Do it. Oh, whoops. So
Is it because I didn't reach the proper level?
it's because it's not 915 yet.
Ah, okay.
So legendary armor, the year 2 stuff that you get from Taken King, actually will produce legendary marks when you shard it. So if you find a legendary that you're not going to use, you can just, chew it up and use it to fuel your other purchases.
So it's still valuable to me.
Absolutely.
It's still, okay, cool. I'm earning
Yes, yeah.
currency.
I'll try and
I'm
pause
earning
it and
money,
see
if
what
you
it
will,
is.
By
You're right, I
dismantling
think it is
things
on
that I have
Tyson's
no use
also.
for. I can then use that
They show
currency
for
to buy
a
things
brief
I actually
second.
want.
Yep.
So taking a little bit of that, like that wasteful earning sensibility out. Like, I don't need this, but I do, it always has something you need.
We want more of the things that drop for players to be valuable and
Yeah.
useful, even if you actually don't have a use for another pair of legs that have less power on it. So in addition to sharding them for marks, we have another mechanic that we'll talk about a bit later that is intended to keep things useful to you.
Okay.
So let's head over to our side across the hall here.
Yeah, the quartermaster.
He also has some new PvP bounties, this time that are very weapon focused.
Okay.
So let's check some of those out.
Get ready to screenshot and go.
Yeah, that's for the menu thing that you can see the face, yeah. Look at their backs, okay, for the weapons that they have. Alright, so this one is win 3 matches in any playlist with a minimum of 6 auto rifle kills. Ugh, we're going to have to be using auto rifles, being forced into it.
So these are...
This one is win 3 matches in any playlist with a minimum of 6 pulse rifles, so this one's a pulse rifle one.
These are also weekly bounties.
Win a match in any playlist with a minimum of 9 auto rifle kills, some more auto rifle stuff.
And these are just...
Win a match any playlist with a minimum of 9 hand cannon kills.
Switching things up a little bit.
Yep.
Our site here specializes in the Crucible weapons, and so he's got some bounties that,
This is a new rocket launcher called the Smolder, 280 attack, make 'em swoon. Magazine is 2, I don't know about that. Reload's pretty good. Rate of fire is okay. Blast radius, I'm sure all these things you'll be able to level up. One of the perks it comes with is shells fired from this weapon track their targets, and kills with this weapon while critically wounded have a chance to regenerate
ask you
health.
to try out some different weapons.
This one is a machine gun. It's a solar damaged one. The perks it comes with is readying this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy, and this weapon has bonus accuracy while firing from the hip.
Okay, cool. He's got his own guns, too.
Yeah, Killa, they talked about auto rifles being buffed to a certain extent in weekly update, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's from the test shots that they showed. They were testing it out, and they said that you still have to be within a certain range of an enemy to do damage, and they go into more detail if you remember going into the weekly update, and they show screenshots of it. Hey Shadow, how's it going, buddy?
Good. Very colorful.
Yeah, there's a certain color motif.
Those
going
pistol
on here. I'm not
thingies?
sure I recognize it.
I have
not
no clue
sure.
where that comes from.
The sidearms? Yeah, like that first one is on the top left. I don't even know. I'm hoping that we'll see if he even goes over
Anything
them.
else about the Crucible Quartermaster?
I think he leaves us hanging.
You can see that obviously my rank is not.
Shadow's
zero
the best
in
person to
Crucible.
ask. He'll tell you.
This is a
He
test
knows
account.
more about
You
it
are
than
in a test
anything.
environment. My Crucible reputation, my Crucible rank carries over.
They all carry over, yes.
Okay, so I may be able to walk in here on day one.
So
and just
Killer
start
was right.
firing weapons as soon as I have
Boom.
the necessary currency.
As soon as you get some legendary marks.
Which
yeah,
he said they
access
said
to
in
all
the New
these
Monarchy
things.
one.
Okay, and obviously the bounties are for the taking and for the tracking on my ghost right away.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I guess in terms of where we go next here in the tower, let's go to Cosmo. How's our audience, Cosmo?
Great.
And of course, our virtual audience, what would they like to know?
Slayer Thrall says, I'm always low on vault space.
Cosmo,
What new...
man,
Listen,
we
you
promised-
asked me to get questions from the community, and this is what...
Guys, why do they bother bringing this guy in when they don't, first of all, talk to him that often? And when he does have a question, they always cut him off. It's like, they might as well not even have him there in the first place.
They want to know.
Okay, I promise that we're going to go into the vault before the end of the tour. Okay, so let's let's get a different question.
Okay, Jared's asked, what about exotic blueprints? Will that be covered today?
What about exotic blueprints, guys?
Exotic blueprint. So if you go to your left or your right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it convenient that he mentions exotic blueprints and we're right by the exotic blueprint thing? Like I said, it's almost, I feel bad for Cosmo because it's like, why bother having them?
So these terminals here down in the Hall of Guardians are your exotic blueprint collections. And what an exotic blueprint is it's a record of having found one of these exotics in year 1 or in year 2. Yeah. So if you open up that terminal, you'll see...
Yo, patience is a virtue. Good things happen to those that wait.
The different
so that's all he's saying.
that you've found and added to your collection.
Okay.
So every time...
Thank you, Killer, for not spoiling it for Cleek. It's pretty nice of you, but yeah.
You find an exotic, the blueprint is added to this collection. And what these collections are here for is, you know, if you misplace an exotic or, you know...
My dog steps on my
dog
controller.
steps on the controller for 10 whole seconds and shards it.
My fiance thinks I play too much Destiny and vengefully, like, you don't need this. You don't need this Light Beyond Nemesis.
Not get into those personal problems.
Okay, sorry.
This is a place where you can actually just come back here and pull another one of these out of the vault and, you know, get back what you may have lost.
Okay.
I like to think of this as like the Star Trek replicators, right? But instead of ordering hot tea, like you're asking for Plan C and you get like a new one.
Plan C hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other useful thing here is if you've got an alt and you just want to get a copy of that thing for an alt character, you can just go to the blueprint kiosk.
So these are account-based?
Yes, these are all account-wide.
Okay, so all of the characters I have on one account can access all of the blueprints gained across all of those separate adventures.
So let's actually talk a little bit about the exotics themselves. So this...
Right, Killer, but we weren't there yet, so I kind of didn't know out of context, to be honest, what you were talking about. Now I get it, yeah, the 160 thing. But we're going to be able to turn those in and get, obviously, the black Suros, which you're going to go into in a second.
This is Light Beyond Nemesis.
One of my favorites.
This is year 1.
Yeah.
It's giving you the perk that lets you revive people faster.
Yep.
But, you know, you have to spend a bunch of time and resources, like leveling this up, upgrade.
Yeah.
So technically, we're just jumping ahead, which is out of context since I don't know what's going on when you're referring to things. I've only seen this once, and that was live. So, I mean, this is the second time, and I'm going to see it a third time, and hopefully I'll be able to catch all these things that you're bringing up.
It only becomes valuable until you get here.
Yeah, and even then, there's still got work to do.
Yeah.
So in year 2, we've actually taken some of the year 1 exotics, some favorites, and we've upgraded them. We've made them better so that not only can you still get them, but they're...
No, it's okay. Don't worry. You're trying to help, and I appreciate it. You're not banned or anything, so it's all good. Don't worry about it, man.
So
but thank you. I appreciate the help, man.
So here is the Light Beyond Nemesis.
I think by the time... Because I'm going to probably be watching this over and over to get at least a little bit of a heads up on it when it comes out. I'll be at your level. But right now, this is, like I said, only the second time I've seen it. So here we go. What he was talking about, Aquila. This is the new Light Beyond... Well, it was for guns, but let's just jump into the new Light Beyond Nemesis one. Like he said, the first year 1 is a 160. This one's a 280. So this is the new version. It's going to have new perks. But right when you get it, you're going to have that... perk to revive people quickly, which is one of the best perks on this helmet, but you'll get it right off the back.
This version for Destiny the Taken King. This is the year 2 Light.
And one little thing I want to point out, you need legendary marks to do this. So once again, when you dismantle your legendaries, you'll get marks for it. So they're trying to promote us to get rid of our Fate Bringers and our old gear to be able to put it towards this new stuff. And the stream will come back in just 1 second. This is from when I was recording it earlier from the VOD. So sorry, guys. Just be patient with the technical difficulties. Should only last a second. Yeah, I mean, some people, I kind of don't want to get rid of my Word of Crota. I was never, I never got the Fatebringer,
so
but I would still prefer the Word of Crota.
Version for
you never know, they might let us level it up down the line.
Light Beyond Nemesis.
We'll see.
Now, I see here there are some other engrams here. There are some other exotics for me to chase, but because I already acquired Light Beyond Nemesis...
That's right.
Because you have the blueprint.
You're just going to give it to me.
Yeah, so any of the year 1 exotics that you have found, any of those that are available in year 2 are available right here on the
Shadow.
So I go and
It does cost some legendary marks.
Yeah, I
but
own some legendary
let's drill
marks.
in and you'll see why.
Okay.
Shadow, I
So
love you,
these are
Shadow.
improved not only in level, but
You earned
the
my heart,
exotic
buddy.
armor, we've taken the signature perk
Yeah.
and we've moved it on to intrinsic.
So the keeper of the pack, the thing that lets me revive my friends faster, the reason I got the helmet, the
Yep.
reason why I upgraded that helmet after I got it, that's active now.
That's
as soon as I
active right
acquire
away.
that.
Yeah, Cleek, my Titan that I'm gonna maybe make will be my hoarding like space vault thing. So we'll see. So like I said earlier, guys, Keeper of the Pack is unlocked right off the back.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Yeah. Who let the dogs out? Yeah.
Killa, thank you for letting the dogs out. They had to go pee this time. Earlier they had to go poop when the last followers. So thank you, and I appreciate that and your support, buddy.
Helmet. The thing that made it great is already live.
Yeah, you can try these exotics out.
I know,
much
Killa,
more
I can't
easily
wait till we
now,
get to the
and
new vault.
When you level them up, they start at the max
Shortly.
power,
We've
just
been
like
waiting
they
all
did in House of
stream.
Wolves.
They've
So
been
we're really trying to make
keeping
it
it
so
away
that
from
when
us.
you get an exotic, you know, you can just use it.
Yeah.
You can just enjoy it right away.
Well, and then you got some new ways to upgrade it. I'm not just making it more powerful, I'm adding new talents to this helmet.
Yeah, so there's new talents available on a lot of these exotics. So this one, for example, is Inverse Shadow here, and right down below it is a new perk that increases the super energy you gain when you're getting heavy weapon kills.
Yeah.
So
And so
So this is awesome. We're going to have new perks on the new Light Beyond Nemesis that we're going to be able to unlock if you have the helmet and the blueprint for it from year 1. This is my favorite current helmet, so I'm really looking forward to this. I use this a lot on Prison of Elders to revive people. It's good for Trials of Osiris for the same thing. And it's kind of cool that there's actually going to be some worthwhile perks on this helmet.
I'm excited about this for my, for weapons as well, because I have the Bad Juju exotic bounty quest right now and haven't finished it yet. But I'm almost there. I'm going to finish it probably in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
And, because I work at Bungie, I know that a level 40 Bad Juju is coming out in September. And so I'm going to have immediate access to be able to get that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm finally going to be able to actually use it because I haven't earned it yet. But once I earn it, I'm have the blueprint and I'm going to be able to buy that level 40 version. And so I'm already spending my legendary
Yes,
marks in
Shadow.
my head. Like that's one of the first things that I'm going to chase.
yeah, so
Can I go in here?
Yep.
Can I?
Let's go in there.
Okay.
So we didn't want.
Yeah, Killer, I know. He says that Tyson's going to say here in a second that they're going to maybe hopefully slowly implement them, but yeah.
Be the case that if you found something in year 1,
Yeah.
that you had to go and find it again in year 2. So that's why the blueprints give you access to the updated versions of any of the year 1 items.
But you're only bringing some of those exotics forward.
Yeah, only some of them are coming forward right now, and
okay.
Some.
any exotic that we bring forward,
Yeah.
there'll be the updated versions available here in the blueprints.
So you can see my collection here. I earned
Hopefully
truth.
later down the line.
I zerned
more.
Gallarhorn along with lots of people. Maybe we'll give you stats in the Bungie Weekly Update. Never really took a stab at Dragon's Breath, but I do love my heavies. So, if you're more of a completionist than me, you can come in here and gaze upon your treasures.
Yep.
And then
A little too early.
buy back a new version.
But
of
yeah, the
those
last
if
word,
at
yeah.
such a
And the
time,
same with the
I say,
Suros, they'll
I
show
wanna
us
give
in a second.
Universal Remote a second chance,
Yep.
or I remember.
Now, is that a last word or is it a Hawk Moon? Because I don't think he even goes over it.
Back in the day, like Suros regime, at the launch of Destiny, first Iron Banner, Suros regime was an absolute terror. It was the thorn of its day.
Oh, when
And
Suros was
then,
once good.
it got adjusted, but with the 2.0 weapon update, auto rifles are coming back in a big way. So I always loved Suros.
So let's look at the updated version of Suros.
Along
Is it a
with,
last
again,
word? Okay.
Here are all of these missing engrams,
not sure
all
either.
of these new things to chase. All of these, just, imagine if you will, all of these year 2 exotic weapons. What's going to be the next Red Death? What's going to be the next Gallarhorn? What's going to be the next Thorn or Last Word?
So just so you guys can see what the new Suros has is at 280. That rate of fire is pretty high. Impact is still kind of low. Range is kind of low, which makes me sad. Hope you can improve on that. Stability's low too, but the reload's pretty good. 33 magazine.
And I got
Right, Pixie.
the Suros regime.
So the Suros regime here updated. It's different. It's tweaked just a little bit so
Yeah.
that it follows what the rest of the Suros Foundry weapons do. And for example, in this case, you can choose between these first two
Fires
perks.
even fast. That's awesome because I actually liked Suros before I upgraded it, and it was given a slower rate of fire, so I can make it fire faster.
Yep, and then
Gives me my health back.
Yep.
I can make it more accurate. That's awesome. Yeah, and check this out. It's back in black. That is sexy. It's like Darth Vader's Ferrari right there. I want it. I want it. And I don't have to go out, and I don't have to worry about it dropping. I don't have to wait for Zer to...
Right, Killer. Okay. Yeah. In fact, aren't some of the white engrams and the new rare engrams and the green engrams are going to be stronger than our legendaries? Yeah, that's everybody knows that. That's common knowledge. I didn't know in what context you were saying it, but yeah, I know.
Tell it to me.
That's right.
It's here. I have the
Everything is supposed to be better in Taken King, basically.
This is where I'm going to be.
They want us to get rid of our old stuff.
Yep. If you found it
That's
in
the
year
bottom
1,
line.
we want to make sure that you have it in year 2.
Cool.
It was the same way I hear for
Second,
World of
I noticed
Warcraft, any of those old
something, that we didn't
those
talk
games
about
like that.
earlier,
They want us to
that the
move
attack
on
values on the year
and leave
one
everything
weapons
behind.
has changed.
Okay.
Like if you look at Suros, his 160 here.
Yeah.
Tyson, can you?
Yeah.
Like I know T-Rex, another streamer who streams Destiny, was saying that last week before this, he was saying that probably the first engram you get might be a white one, and it's already going to be stronger than your legendaries. And they did that with World of Warcraft, he said, because he played it. And they wanted people to get rid of their old stuff so we can start playing it just like brand new again. So white engrams are going to be worth getting for a change, and green. It's just like going to be like starting over again.
So
talk about that?
we took all the values. On
I hear
the,
you,
the
Cleek.
attack
Me
values and
neither. That's
defense
my
values,
first
and
gun.
We brought them all
I
in line with each other.
Nostalgia-wise,
so
I'm going to keep it too.
You can look at
That's
a
gonna be
160
weak.
weapon and compare it to a 160 helmet, and sort of know that you're dealing with the same quality of item. And we use the current value that people have on their armor, their light value, which is about 168. And that's sort of where we set our midpoint.
Who let the dogs out?
People
Who let the
actually
dogs
have
out?
lost
Yeah,
effectiveness. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
whatever you did with Suros on September 14th,
Yeah.
Skittles, thank you for letting the dogs out. I think they wanted to go hump each other. So thank you for letting the dogs out. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And since there was the alert, we're going to rewind it so you guys can hear the other
defense
part.
values. And we brought them all in line with each other so that you can look at a 160 weapon and compare it to a 160 helmet and sort of know that
They
you're
have to go to
dealing
the
with
bathroom
same
a lot.
quality of item. And we use the current value that people have on their armor, their light value, which is about 168. And that's sort of where we set our midpoint, and then we balanced everything around that.
so people actually haven't lost any effectiveness.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
whatever you could kill with
It
Suros on
still
September
hits.
14th, hits just as hard on September 15th.
Yeah,
it's
your-
just math. Like the
Your
numbers
guns-
have just changed.
Your guns hit just as hard, and your armor is just as good at protecting you. So, yeah,
It's like we switched over to the metric system.
yes,
Okay.
the superior system, in fact.
The superior. Well, okay. The superior metric system.
That's keep in mind who you're sitting between.
What are you? Yeah. What are you saying? All right. So of course we've got our vanguards down here. I have always been, always
Fingers
been loyal
crossed,
to
man.
Waikora.
September,
So
we
she's
get
gonna
that
have,
fourth
new
horseman
quests for
finally.
me to go and acquire my new
The
subclasses.
Hawkmoon.
But
Though I hear that they got nerfed
looking forward
anyway.
to joining your ranks, Zavala. Yeah, I know. I know I'm pretty.
One of us.
All right. So let's get out of the Hall of Guardians. Cosmo, perhaps you can help us understand where we're going next.
A lot of
Vault,
great questions
finally.
coming in. TJZ117 says, vault space, vault space, vault space.
Yes, vault space.
Not yet. No. Space. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Nope, not yet.
Good things come to
Oh,
those
I
who
know
wait.
I
things
missed
come to those
Eris.
who wait.
By
That's
the
what
way,
the
guys,
card-
Cleek Gamer just pointed that out. If you guys missed it, and I did because I was looking at the chat. There's right there, Eris Morn's new location, which I don't think they even they go into what's gonna take her spot. Does anybody know? Did anyone see? But there's Eris Morn now, her new location.
Not yet.
Nice little cubby.
Space. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Nope, not yet.
I thought it was
Good
already
things come to those who
nerfed.
wait.
Good things
Killa.
come to those who wait.
I
That's
know
what the
hand
Crypt
cannons
Arc
in
always used to
general,
say,
but
right?
probably the new one will be better.
Yeah, let's look at the Crypt Arc for a second. Only a little change to the Crypt Arc, but I think it's one that people appreciate. So besides being able to go to him,
Legendary engrams, yay! Finally, I can finally go to the Cryptar for a reason.
And he'll actually sell you some engrams now for legendary marks.
Are they really legendary engrams?
They are.
Skills. I don't think we kind of like Shadow was saying it might be the last word that they showed. It looks like the last word, but it could have been the Hawk Moon. I'm not entirely sure. They don't really hover over it for us to show.
Legendary engrams.
They're not going to decrypt to greens?
Yeah,
I follow this guy on Twitter. He's a real pain in the ass.
Oh, isn't he?
They won't turn into shards anymore either.
They don't turn into shards anymore.
So
though,
that's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's a
it
special
might even
weapon.
be an exotic. So.
Oh, come on, man! You're setting yourself up so hard with that.
So to unlock these things and buy them, guys, you're gonna have to use the legendary marks, which is sad. I can't use my precious glimmer to buy them. I'm actually gonna have to work for these.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's always mystery flavor right
Yep.
there. Okay. My reputation will carry over.
Yes,
in
Shadow.
fact.
Thank you.
So anyone who
makes sense.
screenshots
Okay.
this and puts it out and starts to rage, it's cool.
We all know that if you're not ranked 200 with script card, you're not doing it, right?
I think those are the
well, I
new
guess I'm not doing it
legendaries,
right.
though.
So let's go talk to one of the
'Cause you have
characters
to use
in the tower
legendaries,
that
things
maybe
for
didn't get enough love in Destiny
Legendary
1, and
marks
we really
to
tried
get
to
them.
boost him
So
up.
those are
which is
new
Banshee, the gunsmith. You know, maybe you were buying lots of fusion rifles from him, but generally speaking, he didn't have a whole lot for you other than that. And we wanted to really change that with
Killa or Shadow, if you guys want to correct me, if I'm listen to them correctly, not all of them, but some of our exotics will be higher levels, so we can get like if that was a last word or Hawk Moon. I know for a fact we're gonna get a new Suros, so some of them are coming back, not all of them though. They said, but hopefully within later releases they'll release them all.
Taken King.
Okay.
So to start here, you can see he's got a suite of field test weapons. These are guns that you can kind of like lease out for
Just pausing there to show you guys. This one is kinetic. Yuck.
free
Okay.
that are pretty
Kinetic. Give us a freaking like elemental, please. So far the first two, as far as I'm concerned. Ugh.
cool, and you get to try a suite of different.
This one though, solar. It is a shotgun. The rate of fire is alright actually. It's not too bad. The range is shitty though. The impact is great, but I'm sure actually, it doesn't look like we're going to be able... Well, we'll see. I can't say for sure, but the perk I guess it comes with is aiming this weapon increases its range.
Weapons, and they're like weapon bounties.
And this one is also solar, and it's a sniper rifle. Range is alright. Rate of fire and impact and stability and reload seem kind of low, but this one comes with the perk, the chance to return a portion of the magazine after an assist.
You take the weapon, you equip it, you go into the world, you shoot a bunch of monsters, you kill a bunch of stuff, and when you've completed that, you earn reputation with the gunsmith.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That's
Yes.
right.
So everybody has a gunsmith 0 reputation. This is actually accurate right now.
Makes sense to earn reputation with the gunsmith. You have to kill things with his guns.
So with the gunsmith, as you use
So
field test
gunsmith,
weapons,
the gunsmith will have stuff for us to do. He's not just going to sit there. We're actually going to have to do some quests with him as well, which is awesome to hear.
you complete quests for him because he's involved in a lot of the quest chains. He'll increase your gunsmith reputation, and what that gets you is access to these, which are the
So each of these foundry orders are guns themselves, and once you start these are like bounties to unlock the weapons. This is a scout rifle, by the way, and give you guys a second to look it over.
orders.
Okay.
So once you hit rank 1 or higher,
Yeah.
Excuse me, coffee, please. This one is a fusion rifle. Ugh. Fusion rifles. Give you guys a second to look it over. They don't really say much about it.
and go to
Rank
Banshee
1 to
and
unlock it.
look at the things he has available in a given week and
And this one is a pulse rifle.
pick 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
So because you're rank 0, you can't accept any right now,
Yeah.
but once you rank up, and at higher ranks, you can have more of them at a time. And what an order does for you is it says when the next Arms Day, which is on Wednesdays, the next Wednesday that rolls around, his delivery will be here for you, and you'll be able to come and pick up the weapon of the type that you chose.
So does this coincides with the weekly reset?
It's the day after, in fact.
Day after, okay.
Yeah.
So Wednesday is going to be New Gun Day in the Crucible.
That's right.
So again, this is another deterministic way to get something sweet in the
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
You can look at what he has available, and you can pick the ones that you're interested
So
in.
yeah, these aren't engrams. I'm actually, if I buy this, I'm actually going to get a Haka Jinkugo D. Okay, good.
Heka?
I thought it was pronounced Heka.
Haka? Heck, actually, there's a huge culture war at Bungie right now between, you know, the Dutch and the Germans.
Yeah.
So if you, it depends on who you ask. Haka
History
or
repeating
Heka
itself.
or, yeah, so I don't know. I guess we're just going to have that be potato and potato in the world of Destiny. So I can get, and this stock will refresh from week to week.
Yeah, every week he has a different set of orders available.
That'll be a
and
conversation point, right? Like,
Yep.
I really hope for Arms Day he has X, Y, or Z. And then, of course, we've always had the, you know.
It's like a mini Xur,
all the
something to
consumables,
look forward to.
telemetries,
Another thing to
ammunition.
look forward to
So
every
Tyson,
week.
last week
which
you
is
already,
awesome.
you already did this, right?
Yeah, actually, I have an order ready on my character, so
Let's check it
I
out.
can
At least as
go to
replayability
here,
goes,
and
but you
when
know,
I
still
talk to
want
him,
a story
he'll
for
just
this
pop
game.
up, here's my order.
Like
So
Lone Wolf
my
was
order's
talking about
arrived.
earlier.
It's a Suros DIS 43
Scout rifle, nice.
scout rifle, and I'll just take that weapon, you know, go up here and crack that one open. And
Oh my god.
Just
Okay,
like the
so
other,
let's
the
see,
Source regime,
like Cleat Gamer had pointed out, if we can catch what that bottom thing at the bottom is that was locked
that
real quick. See if I can catch it.
go up here and crack that one
From here, it looks like a Taken King item.
open.
I can't see what it is. Do you guys know? So what I'm talking about is on the right side, right below the class item. There's a box there, and when Deej was playing, when they were showing his thing earlier, it was locked because he wasn't in the level 40. He was a 34. On this one, it's unlocked, but I still can't quite see what it is.
And
It looks pretty, but dude, it's kinetic. Just come on, give me like Solar Void and
just like the
Arc,
other
please.
Suros regime we were looking at, Suros weapons, they have perks that let you choose and customize their behavior a little bit more.
It's an artifact. Okay, Shadow.
You know, rodeo, and then basically like the Suros weapons, you want to tweak them to the way you like them.
Sure. Or I say I don't like it, I'm going to dismantle it, I'm going to get some marks, and I'm going to go buy my Suros.
Yep.
I
And
just
so
wish it had
there's
a
talent
Solar
on
Arc
this
or
screen.
Void
There's
though.
been a lot of
Would be
screen you've been avoiding.
perfect.
When we talk
Kinetic though.
So this is the Infuse, the node. So all the Year 2 legendaries and exotics, they have this node on it, which is basically the replacement for Ascension for these Year 2 items. And the way Infuse works is you can take a weapon like this one,
Yeah.
and you know maybe this is my favorite weapon, and I really like this one, but it's getting long in the tooth because I'm getting some raid drops that are higher power and so on. Well, I can open this up, and what Infusion lets you do is say, I'm going to take a more powerful weapon like this 290 here, and I pay some currencies, some parts, and I can consume this weapon to make this weapon stronger. So now this is a 288, and I can keep walking these weapons or pieces of armor up and keeping them current, because we're really trying to deliver on people being able to find things that they're excited about and keep them and customize their character, keep them with them.
This is a Destiny Year 2 feature.
That's right.
This works on Destiny Year 2 weapons.
That's right. These are found on all the Year 2 weapons and all the Year 2 armor, legendary weapons,
Yeah.
exotic weapons,
Yeah.
legendary armor, exotic armor.
So this allows me, if I get a legendary item that I really like, but might be medium level in terms of it.
All right, Cleek. And there you go, buddy. So let's see. If you want to see it, Khaki Boy, excuse me, you can wait for me to restream it again here in a second, or you can click on that link.
Attack or defense.
Yep.
And I either like the way it looks or
Hey, Ant, didn't it let you do it yesterday though? Now it's like saying no.
I like the talent combination on it. I can continue to pull this thing forward by like essentially using other items, other higher power items as fuel to upgrade this thing.
Yeah, you can use higher level legendaries. You can
No
even
worries,
use higher
Khaki,
level
and
blues
thank
if
you for
find
joining
them
us.
as fuel to make your legendaries and your exotics stronger.
So this is another way it's going to let people look different in the end game.
That's right.
Right.
So is there like a sacred altar where we can bring our guns?
Okay, so Killer, I'm gonna need your help here. So if I'm understanding this right, each gun from the Taken King we're gonna be able to infuse to make it stronger, right? But we're gonna be able to customize it so that each person's individual gun will be different, right? Which is kind of cool. Like I said, this kind of goes back to how I think they originally wanted to do it before Activision got a hold of it.
Dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Yeah. Who let the dogs out? Yeah.
Khaki Boy, thank you for that follow. Thank you for letting the dogs out. They had to go to the bathroom again. They go to the bathroom a lot. Sorry, guys. Anyway, also, Khaki, I will be streaming every week as each reveal. So every Wednesday, I'll do one for next week and the week after that, leading up to Taken King. So the follow is good, so then you'll know when I'll do it again.
And do like a ritualistic chant as we sacrifice them to infuse the guns into other guns?
Well, there is a sacred altar where you'll be storing a lot of these guns, because if you've got a lot of projects on the go, well, you know, where are you going to keep those things?
Cosmo, where do you think we're going to keep those things?
I would assume in the vault.
Should we go to the vault, everybody? Yeah! All right, let's hear it. Come on, vault space, vault space, vault space, vault space.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. Who let the dogs out?
So, vault space.
What about it?
We've doubled your vault space.
Double it.
So,
For weapons? Double the vault space for weapons. So here are your tabs up here in the corner.
yeah, double your vault space for weapons.
These are your pages. We pageified the vault space.
Vault
And actually a little bit more than
space.
doubled for
Vault
armor.
space hype.
Okay, so I tab over for the armor screen.
Also 72 slots there.
72 slots for armor.
Yep.
I don't have enough.
Long Dewey
Well,
and
I
Sand
like
Dragon,
my dead
thank you
orbit
guys for the
armor, and that's
follow.
all the armor I need,
And
okay?
for letting them dogs
okay? And then
And the general is the same size, but the thing that's going to help you out here is all those collections.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all this stuff in those collections.
That's right. You
Yeah.
can pop those emblems and those shaders and even vehicles or ships.
Yeah,
and
sure.
just really use this for materials, for example.
Yeah.
Or I see jacklights there, which I'm sure a lot of you still have in your vault.
Sure, I would. Yeah, I'm saving that for Halloween.
Yep.
Ooh. What else? What else is there to say? I mean, what else is there to do in the tower? How does
Was that earlier?
where we can bring our guns and
See
do
if I
like a
can catch it.
ritualistic chant as we sacrifice them to
Now,
infuse
yeah,
the
I know
guns into
T-Rex
other
had
guns?
pointed out
Well,
that there
is
is
a
a
sacred
sword.
altar where you'll be
So,
storing a lot of these guns.
it's been
because
confirmed.
If you've got a lot of projects on the go, well, you know, where are you going to keep those things?
Cosmo, where do you think we're going to keep those things?
I would assume in the vault.
But yeah, last
go to
week
the vault,
T-Rex
everybody?
had pointed that out during the Game Informer
All
review.
right, let's hear it.
There was going to be a
Space.
sword.
Dogs out?
Vault
Who let
space.
the dogs
Vault
out?
space. Vault space.
Yeah.
Right there, he has it on his back. But yeah, guys, if you went back and saw, like, last week, there was a Game Informer video that Bungie has shown. There was a, you know how in the left that shows your weapons, and T-Rex had pointed out that the bottom one looked like the heavy ammo slot was a sword. So now we can have it officially confirmed.
What are you doing? You done? All right, my turn.
I'm out.
But yeah, those that were paying attention last week, it was pointed out by T-Rex that there was a sword.
Oh, vault space.
So confirmed sword. Let's see. Where is the sword here, though? Or are you guys just saying? There it is, right there. Arc edge. Arc damage sword. 220 attack. So we got speed, impact, range, efficiency. I wonder what efficiency is. Defense and energy. Let me remove this. Sorry. It says use L2 to guard, so we're going to be able to maybe deflect stuff. That would be cool. Effective against solar and void attacks. Less effective against arc attacks. I'll give you guys a second to just take a look at that. So we got an arc sword confirmed. Does that mean we're going to get a solar and void? Because that would be pretty fucking sick. Now, guys, what do you think efficiency is? Is that to deflect things? That's what I'm guessing. We got energy, efficiency, and defense. These are all new things that are going to be added, and speed are all added to this weapon. So,
Got it.
We've doubled your vault space.
Double it.
So.
For weapons. Double the vault space for weapons.